edition of Give SI. Like I said earlier on our second broadcast from this morning, we were able to break up the Giving Tuesday of donations for Give SI. Michelle was nice enough to break things up, so got a little bit of breaks in here to help eat and make sure that I don't lose my sanity.
Never had it, so yes.
Yeah, probably not. So we've got a lot lined up for this afternoon. In the waiting room, in our green room, we have, hold on here. Oh, we have Jennifer with SI Collaborative Kitchen. We're going to have Jeffrey with Bald Knob Cross of Peace and Endowment Fund, Carbondale Warming Center, Life Source Food Pantry, Nobility, St. Francis, Arrowhead. Arrow Leaf, sorry. Her handwriting is a little, no, I'm just kidding. Carbondale NAACP, Special Equine Services, and many more. Before we start, and I bring in Jennifer to talk a little bit more about SI Collaborative Kitchen, I would love to talk to you guys about our amazing sponsors. This would not be possible without Black Diamond, Harley Davidson, and RV, SIH, Southern Illinois Healthcare, SIU Credit Union, Legence Bank, Freedom Brokers, Tru-Bilt, Banterra Bank, Egyptian Electrical Cooperative Association, Watermark Auto Group, Fager-McGee, Tison Wealth Management, and Harness Digital Marketing. We are very appreciative of all their support and all they're doing to help raise funds today and in the future for these nonprofits. So, with that being said, live here at the WSIL Conference Center, we are going to bring in, let me switch our thing over. We're going to bring Jennifer in to talk about the SI Collaborative Kitchen. All right. I got to adjust you here real quick. I haven't found out how to default these, and I can't adjust the size, unfortunately. So we're going to be paying attention to everything that you have to say, Jennifer.
Okay.
So welcome, and tell everybody a little bit about SI Collaborative Kitchen.
Hi. Yeah, sure. So I'm part of the Southern Illinois Collaborative Kitchen, and it was formed with William Lowe from New Kahala and me and the three owners of Cristados. And we created it at the start of the pandemic in order to help alleviate food insecurity, get people food, meals, and also support local restaurants.
So when you guys formed this last year, was it did this form because of the pandemic, or was this already in works?
This specifically was formed because of the pandemic. We've always, tried to support local organizations and stuff when they had fundraisers and whatnot for different community needs. But yes, this was specifically formed as a result of the pandemic. When they had the shelter-in-place order and a lot of restaurants closed down, we realized there were a lot of people that wouldn't be getting income, and we didn't know how long. And we also had still had food in the restaurant, and so it just made sense. Like, why not create these meals? We offer them for purchase, for a donation, a suggested donation to the public. So you can order just a regular reheatable meal from us, and then any amount that's donated towards that meal goes to provide meals to others. And other people can, if you're having a really tight week or short on funds, you can just anonymously order a meal and no questions asked and pick it up the following Saturday.
That's awesome. And I don't know if you were able to, I'm sure the demand was pretty high, but do you have any idea of how many meals you fed people through this program?
Yeah, weekly, we started with 125 meals a week to organizations, and that's just offering meals once a week, and we've gone up to 480 meals a week now, generally. Wow. It shifts a little bit depending on the needs of the organizations. We do know that some of those organizations do need more meals, but we're not to that point yet where we can offer more. We're slowly building up. We'd like to build it faster, for sure, but we rely on the donations, and the more donations that we receive, the more meals that we're able to put out.
So let's talk about the donations. The money that you raise today, is this going to go to help basically feeding more people throughout the community, or do you have another project in line for that?
No, it definitely is just going to go to increase the weekly meals that we put out. We currently we provide meals for the Boys and Girls Club, the Warming Center, Addicts Community Center, Women for Change, um, and then and then for people that just call in, the anonymous call-ins. So out of all of those, we could easily add 100, a couple hundred more meals to get out to people.
Did you guys have an amount that you were hoping to raise today?
Yes, we did. Sorry. We were hoping to raise $5,000 in order to provide that many more extra meals. The meals cost us approximately $5 a meal.
Oh,
So at 5,000, we could significantly increase it for the upcoming couple months.
which would be perfect timing with Thanksgiving finished, and we've got Christmas and New Year. So the next
Mm-hmm.
2 months, and we have no idea. Apparently, the weather is supposed to be ridiculously warm on Friday, but then dropping again. So you never know the unpredictable weather of Southern Illinois. But it seems to get when the weather's colder, harder to get food to everybody.
Exactly. Especially with the holidays and everything, but people tend to, it definitely increases the amount of meals people need. Um, like you said, the cold weather and people not able to get out as easily, and of course not knowing what's going to happen with illnesses and whatnot.
So, what kind of food are being offered? So, I'm because I know you guys and I know William, and my mind is going, wow, this has got to be amazing. But you're also having to do mass food and getting everything in. What kind of meals are being provided?
It varies weekly, and that's kind of the beauty of it. There's a little something different each week. We always offer a vegan meal, and that's been really popular. There's a lot of people that have different dietary needs, so that's worked well for them. And then the beauty of it is by offering or working with other restaurants to help provide these meals, we give people the ability to try a local flavor. So we've worked with One Hot Cookie and Pat's Barbecue a lot. So that also allows Carbondale people, if they don't get out to Murfreesboro, they can try that. Thai Taste and um, Bake Me Hat based on some meals. There's a lot more, and I'm really sorry if I miss
Oh,
people,
no,
but
no, not at all. So well, I
so
guess what I'm getting at is it's not just bologna sandwiches and spam.
no, no. There'll be like a barbecue pork dinner, and it'll come with sides and the sandwich, lasagnas, chilies, stews. It's just a variety, but they're typically a full meal, and sometimes it is a sandwich, but it comes with sides and extra, so you're gonna get a full meal that's pre-cooked and pre-packaged with the reheat instructions, and you can either take it home and pop it in the microwave or pop it in the oven if it needs to be reheated. Some things can still be eaten cold. It's just all ready to go.
Now, is the Southern Illinois Collaborative Kitchen primarily for the Carbondale area, for people that are in that area?
We work out of Carbondale, but anybody could come in and order and pick up. We do have a lot of people come from Carterville, and we do have people coming from Murfreesboro and Cobden and McKenda. But primarily, it's easier for people at this point in Carbondale to get there. But if we can keep growing, we could expand.
There you go. And that just depends on the generosity of everybody's donations today and moving forward as well. Um,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you would love to share that people might not know about the SI Collaborative Kitchen that you want to kind of let them know what's going on?
Yeah, it's they're full meals that are made as if you were going to go to a restaurant, except they're made to be reheated at home. And so anybody can order these meals. If you're feeling like going out to eat on the weekend or something, you can just order one for pickup and bring home. And then whatever you can donate, as if you were going out to eat, will go to provide meals to other people. So it's kind of a win-win. And then it also supports the restaurants that make them. So it's kind of supporting a lot of parts of the community. And the more donations we get, the more people will reach.
That's awesome.
One of the things, hi Jennifer.
Hey.
One of the things I've heard William talk about, and I just wanted to check to see how it works. So my understanding is that when someone orders a meal, your staff necessarily doesn't know whether or not they made a donation for that meal, or so if someone really wanted to remain anonymous, that they didn't have the money to pay for that meal, it's not going to be broadcast. It's, no one's going to know that they came through, whether or not they paid for that meal. They're just going to pick up their meal like everybody else.
Yeah. They're just going to pick up their meal like everyone else. The orders come in. We just know the location. We know, that they need such and such food at such and such time. The donations are made through a different site. They're made through our GoFundMe or our Venmo. So when you go online and you place your order, you pick what you want and you put it all in. And then it says at the end, it's like, do you want to make a donation? You click here and it'll take you to either of those sites where you can donate. If you have the means or would like to donate, you can do that separate. So there's really no attachment to your name at all, so it can remain completely anonymous. No one has to feel funny or weird, like, hey, I really could use a meal this week. I don't want to ask anybody for help or whatever. You can just pop online and order a meal.
It's definitely it's a unique opportunity to, and you pointed this out. It's a unique opportunity to support local businesses, especially during the pandemic. But sometimes it's hard when you get those off seasons at SIU. It can be hard a little bit. You're helping the community, and then also you're giving people the opportunity to try food that they might not have normally tried, and it's kind of nice to have these 3 different options of supporting a community instead of just kind of a one thing. There's a big chain reaction of how things are working here, and it's great. And I am very appreciative of you and William and all the people that have been taking this head on and making and providing opportunities for businesses and for the people in the community. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a successful day and get beyond your 5,000 and prepare more meals, because I need to be reminded every once in a while to do that, so I can help out some of the fellow people in Carbondale.
Great, thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You too. Thanks a lot.
So if you think that the Southern Illinois Collaborative Kitchen is for you and it's tugging at your heart, and for many of us, food definitely tugs at our heart. So if this is the one that is really the one that you want to commit to and donate money to, they are raising $5,000 to help help their initiative for the next couple of months. So when you are thinking about donating today during the Give SI campaign, and you're going to see a lot of it everywhere, then maybe this is the one for you. So if it is, and you are wanting to serve some food, dial 618-956-9187. Go online to www.sicf.org/GiveSI, or go to one of our participating banks, Banterra or Legence, and go through the drive-thru and say, hey,
I want to donate.
Hey, you got to say, hey, I want to donate to the Southern Illinois Collaborative Kitchen.
I want to donate.
Yeah, if it was Michelle, it'd be, listen now, listen. So, all right, as we transition into our next person, he's a character. Michelle and I both love this guy very much. He is a go-getter. He is always trying to hustle. And if there's anybody that's going to bring in a lot of money today, it's going to be this guy. So let me bring in Jeffrey with the Bald Knob Cross of Peace and Endowment. Good morning. Let me auto-adjust you here, sir, real quick. All right. I got you.
Hey, are you going to donate? Hey guys, it's good to be here. I look blurry on my end. Am I blurry on your end?
You are a little blurry. It might be your signal. Do you want to try to disconnect and reconnect before we get started, or?
Well, I'm not far from the base of the Bald Knob Cross here in the Welcome Center, so the signal, don't let that discourage us, okay? As long as people can hear me, that's what matters most. They're not going to donate because of this face. I should have just showed them a picture of the cross. That would have got them to donate.
It's not too late. You can just hold a picture of the cross up if you want.
Well, what an honor. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Michelle, the Southern Illinois Community Foundation, for just doing what you're doing today. I've watched a lot of this. This is so exciting.
Well, a lot of people have not really experienced Bald Knob Cross yet, but I will tell you this, more people than I ever have talked about it, and I think it's a lot in part due to the concert that you had up there, the events. Obviously, you're at an outside event. People can go and see it at any time. So, yes, it was affected by the pandemic, but they still could participate and be able to experience the amazing feeling and awe of Bald Knob Cross. So I want to give you a chance to kind of talk to people about, you only got 15 minutes. I got to tell this guy that. You got 15 minutes to tell them a little bit about the story I love and why they should donate and what that money's going to go to.
Well, you're right. The groundswell of support here for Bald Knob Cross is just phenomenal. And so it has been since 1937, when two gentlemen, Wayman Presley and Reverend William Lyerly, were taking a stroll down a country road. And they said, we should do something to bring people together. And they said, Easter, the story of Jesus, the death, the burial, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that is something that unites all Christians. Back in the 1930s and 1940s, even Christians didn't play well together. I guess some would argue that maybe we still don't. But then Protestants didn't hang out with Catholics. It was beyond a gender thing, beyond a race thing, but even Christian denominations. So this was an element to bring people of all races, people of all genders, people of all religious denominations together to celebrate the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. In 1937, 85 years ago, 250 people gathered on top of Bald Knob Mountain, no cross here yet, Bald Knob Mountain, to celebrate an Easter sunrise service. Afterwards, they said, hey, that was pretty cool. And here we are. We just celebrated 85 years now of Easter sunrise service. Through pandemic, through economic depressions, through war, through downturns, through rain and cold, which is very common here, especially that wind. We've had an Easter sunrise service, and it has been phenomenal. And we continue to do that. And I stand here today. You can't see it, but I chose this picture behind me because it talks about the building of the cross. And I really do feel as if I stand on the shoulders of giants who have come before us to create what we love, one of Southern Illinois' most majestic landmarks. It truly is a sight for the region. People from across the world come, and I'm excited to participate in this, to share just a little bit about it.
So with the funds that are going to be collected today, what do you hope to do with that, and what amount are you guys going for?
Well, so we have two fundraising elements today. One, because of all the great people at Southern Illinois Community Foundation and some dear friends, an endowment was created, and that's what I'm talking about here, is this endowment fund that works to secure the future of Bald Knob Cross. We've been here, or we've been on this mountaintop for 85 years now. We want to make sure that my children, or my child, I say child, not children, okay, child, only one. We're pushing maybe for another. Who knows what may happen. But our children, our grandchildren have a place to come for the next 85 years. And that's what this endowment does. Our initial goal was $5,000. And you know what? We had a donation. We gave $5,000. We've now upped our endowment goal to $10,000, only because we don't want people to see, oh, they've met their goal, we don't need to donate. No, you still need to donate. We still need your support. There's a lot of projects here, both today and in the future, that you're going to see on top of this mountaintop, and we need the support of Southern Illinois to make that happen.
Well, we are appreciative. And again, whether you donate or not, the goal today is, I hope that you go out, take a stroll, take your family take some of your church members and go out to Bald Knob Cross and experience it, whether it's at a sunrise, a sunset, during the day. You've done a great job of having a multitude of different events out there. And, you know, we are getting into the cooler season, though it's supposed to be warm, I think, Friday. It's just a beautiful any time of season. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. This place the view is ever changing. I tend to believe it's one of the greatest views in all of the Midwest. So the winter view, you can see far, you can see over into Missouri, you can see Kentucky. Of course, we just passed fall. We had 2 days of fall, I think, this season, and we're getting into winter, at least 2 days of fall colors, but really all year round. So you're right. Whether you come for a sunrise, for a sunset, Easter sunrise service, one of our signature events is in its 30th year this year. That's Blessing of the Bikes, and that's going to be a great time. People from all over the Midwest come out. I think 3,500 bikes were present last year for Blessing of the Bikes. Now we have Blessing of the Jeeps in fall colors. And Tom, you mentioned the concert earlier. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a concert back on the grounds in 2022. It just really is an opportunity. Whether you're a biker, whether you're a Jeeper, whether you don't have a bike or a Jeep and you just love Christian music, you come out and it's a place to experience the presence of God and to unite to experience the presence of God. That's our mission. And that's what we love doing here. So church groups, individuals. I had just a quick story, and I know I talk a lot. But for Easter sunrise service, we had some students from the Daily Egyptian at SIU here, and they were Hindu. And they caught me afterwards for an interview and said, "We love this place. It's so peaceful." So maybe even if religion or Christianity in itself isn't your thing, I promise you, you won't find many more places to find peace and hope than you will on this mountaintop at the base of Bald Knob Cross. And let's be honest, we all need a little of that this year.
We all could use a lot of that this year with patience. So with the endowment fund and raising money for that, some people might not be familiar with an endowment. Michelle was really good about explaining it to me, but kind of tell people what an endowment means for Bald Knob Cross.
Yeah, so an endowment is more than an operational fund. It's more than a rainy day fund. It's really an investment into the future. So for instance, if you put $5,000, like the generous donor this morning, into the endowment fund, that's going to continue to grow through the great management of the Southern Illinois Community Foundation. And we're going to be able to earn interest off of that for generations to come. So it's not an investment in today. This is critical. It's not an investment in today, but it is an investment in the future of Bald Knob Cross. And that's what this endowment fund's. I think I'm back with you later tonight to talk about the Critical Well Project. That is an investment in today. But specifically for this one, it's the endowment. That's an investment into tomorrow, into your kids' future, into our grandkids, to ensure that, yes, we're still here 85 more years.
And I think that's crucial because I think, and you know as well as I do, that sometimes with organizations, they don't have a succession plan. So they don't know what's going to happen because that one person was driving it. And if they retire, they die, they move on, then the organization collapsed. But what this is doing is trying to ensure the stability of the cross for many, many years.
Absolutely. You know, it wasn't just but a couple years ago that we were taking a $10,000 loan out to buy T-shirts for Blessing of the Bikes, knowing that they would sell, but, you know, a loan for $10,000. So what this does, it ensures that we're never in that boat again. We've got, with our great board, the great leadership who have come before me, just really set a stable foundational financial structure. And I just look forward to seeing it grow as it's done this year. And the endowment that we're asking people to give to is going to do that.
Well, good luck with the endowment, and I will absolutely see you later. I don't know where Michelle has you in the day planned. I just get a list, and I'm like, okay, here we go. But I'm looking forward to talking to you again a little bit more about Bald Knob Cross. But good luck with the endowment. I think it's very smart and strategic, and I think anybody that wants to make sure that their investment is going to continue to go on and on and on, this would be a perfect fit for them.
Absolutely. And I would just encourage people, even if you can't give, prayers are important. We love your prayers. Share out our social media aspect. And if you can give, you can go buy Banterra Legence and say, hey, I want to donate.
Nice plug for the banks again, because I'll plug them again at the end of this.
Thanks, Tom.
Hey, thanks for joining. We'll see you a little bit later, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. So there you have it, Jeffrey. We'll go see Jeffrey again when we're going to talk specifically about Bald Knob Cross and one of the projects that it's raising funds for. But if you are I don't know if I should, not spiritual, but if you are a person of faith and you have been out there and you want to make sure that the Bald Knob Cross, its legacy is way beyond you and your kids, invest in that endowment and you will be a part of something that's bigger and greater and that will last hopefully for many, many, many decades, maybe centuries, who knows. So if you want to, call 618-956-9187, or you can go online to www.sicf.org/GiveSI, or as Jeffrey said in his interview, you can go to Legence or Banterra and say, hey, I'd like to donate to Bald Knob Cross of Peace Endowment. So it's a tongueful, right? All right. So as we're waiting for our next person, we have the Carbondale Warming Center that's going to be coming up, and definitely something that we will be needing here in Southern Illinois before you know it. As we move into winter, it will get cold and it will be very hard to do that. So I want to do something. I want to recap just a little bit. We've had some amazing nonprofits share their stories and tell you how they are going to use your money. I think that's crucial. Michelle mentioned earlier, learn and get to know the people and the organization that you're donating to. And I'm all about making sure that you find an organization that speaks to your heart and that you are willing to commit not only your money, but your time and be able to support them and maybe follow them on social media, share their stuff every once in a while, but basically show them that you are committed to them. So of these, the ones that we've had so far, we've had CORE, Science Center, Carbondale Crisis Center, Fowler Bonnin, Veterans Honor Flight, the Women's Center, Boys and Girls Club of SI, City of Carbondale Parks and Recreation Foundation, the Climate Education, CASA of Marion County, Pregnancy Matters, Camp Beta, Southern Illinois Coalition for the Homeless, Humane Society, Honor Guard, Centerstone, Parent House of Hope, SI Collaborative Kitchen, and just now we had Jeffrey with the Bald Knob Cross of Peace Endowment. So no matter what you are wanting to do or what you're willing to find, you will find at least one of these is going to tug at your heart. There's been quite a few so far in the past and in today that have really just kind of gotten to me. Of those, obviously, any of the veteran ones get to me every time. John Pfeiffer over at the Women's Center, they do really great work. All of these do great work, but sometimes some of them speak and tug at your heart more than others. Haley over the Mosaic Initiative, I think I said the last part of it, but the Mosaic Initiative, working with education and finding resources for people in our region for sex trafficking. Another one that it's just one that you just don't think you need in this area, but you realize real quickly that it is something that we need. So no matter what the organization is, I promise you, one of them today, whether you're on Facebook Live or you're seeing it go across your feed or you're watching Channel 3 today, all day, even tonight, no matter what you see, you will find an organization that you want to support. And that's the goal. And again, it doesn't matter the amount, just showing support, whether it's $1, a 10, 1,000, or the $1 million. $1 million, and I'm done. We're done for the day, and we'll finish this out, and you are done with Tom Harness on that.
We can get rid of you for $1 million.
Yeah, you can get rid of me for $1 million. You can get rid of me for $1 million donation to the Southern Illinois Community Foundation pool. There you go. And it looks like we just had another donation. Anything that you can share with us?
Yeah, actually, she said it was okay to share, so we asked all of our donors. But we just had Judy from Cambria call in, and she did 5 different organizations.
Oh, that's awesome!
To donate to.
That's great.
Yeah.
So again, if you can't figure out what you're donating to, it's kind of like a potluck. You choose what you want, or if you feel guilty, we have a solution for you. You just donate to all of it. You put your money in, and it will all be distributed. Hey, I don't know what's going on, but thank you guys for calling in. I'm keeping Michelle busy now. This is awesome. So as we're waiting for our next person to come in today from the looks like the Carbondale Warming Center, I just want to ask how everybody's doing today, and if there's any of you out there that are watching or you see in a rebroadcast, are there any of you that have an organization that really touched your lives or had a huge impact? I hope it's one of the ones we have here today, but if it isn't, share it with us and let us know. Let us know, put their organization down in the comments below, but we would love to hear and show support for all the nonprofits. Let me see what we got here. See if they have any comments. No. All right. Well, I guess we'll wait just a little bit. You know, as the day goes on, you don't want to waste people's time and you don't want to repeat over and over. That's why I love having these the guests on to talk about it. But it gets to you when you get to see this big picture. And I know very few of you are going to watch these nonstop, but it does get to you and you start to see the kindness, the compassion, and even how these organizations all work together and how they can build off of each other and support. It's absolutely amazing. And it's humbling to know that we live in an area where people care so much. They care about their community, they care about specific groups in the community, and they care about mostly just giving and serving. And that's what Southern Illinois means to a lot of people. And I will tell you, it is very just touching and moving to see that we have this in our community, an untapped resource of people willing to commit time, commit money, resources to do this. And of those are, our sponsors. Black Diamond Harley Davidson and RV came in last minute and said, we want to do this, and boom, they're a part of it. I like to say it's because they like to have a grand entrance, and nobody does it better than they do, but we are very appreciative of their support. Next up, Southern Illinois Healthcare, committed, dedicated to the region by so many means. SIU Credit Union, another bank that's just always committed in donating. Legence Bank, Freedom Brokers, Tru-Bilt, Banterra Bank, Egyptian Electrical Co-op Association, Watermark Auto Group, Fager-McGee, Tison Wealth Management, and Harness Digital Marketing. Oh, looks like we have our next, hopefully this is my next one. Okay. With the Carbondale Warming Center, let's bring them in here. I have to adjust the screen real quick, so give me just a second. We got Nikki and, I don't know if I can squeeze you both in, unless you can get in. There you go. Hi.
Hello.
How are you two today?
We're good. How are you?
You look like you're ready to go snow ski.
Yes. We're actually up here doing outreach on our outreach property.
Oh, so you are actually practicing what you're doing. So
absolutely. We live what we teach.
Hey, and you know what? If I will tell you straight up, if nobody takes this into consideration that you're actually working while you're trying to get donations, no one's really done that yet, I don't think. But you guys are actually practicing what you preach. But for those that don't know, tell people about the Carbondale Warming Center and what services it provides for our region.
Well, we are actually in West Frankfort. We're not starting one in Carbondale. We are starting one here in West Frankfort.
Oh,
we're Life Source Church. We're Life Source Church.
Sorry, I don't have names matched up. I'm so sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. Hey,
you're actually early, and I didn't know that, so I'm gonna have to get names on these. So, all right, let's start that over again. All right, so Life Source Food Pantry.
Yes.
we have Nikki and is it Kara or Cara? Kara, Nikki and Kara. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
I was gonna yell at you, but I was trying to take this information and tell you that it's Carbondale Warming Center.
Yeah, so it's funny how I get these out of order. I don't have names. I just have this because I think she thought that they would just be in order, and everybody's all out of order. So, all right, tell us about your nonprofit and how the donors can help you.
Go ahead. So go ahead. No, go ahead and I'll pick up where you left off. You go ahead and I'll pick up. That's fine.
So we are a church in West Frankfort. We do believe that we are called to the city. So we do a lot in the city. We do several things. We are out here, like I said, we have an outreach property. We are out here giving out free lunch every Tuesday. We do different things. We do something throughout the week every day. But this is specifically for our food pantry. We have a mobile market and a pantry. So we give every week we have at least one opportunity to receive food. And then every other week we have 2 different opportunities. We serve several people and throughout different counties, our county, but man, our food pantry, God's really been blessing that this year and it's really taken off. So we've really kind of poured all and a lot into that, but we do several things throughout the week, different things, like I said, free lunches and giveaways and stuff like that as well. So
you mentioned a mobile pantry. What is that?
That is our mobile market that we do. We partner with the St. Louis Food Bank, and we do that every other Monday. And it's from like 10 to noon is usually what it is. You just mobile drive through. You drive your car through, we load your trunk up, and then you go on.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's pandemic friendly.
Right, absolutely.
Real quick, Jeffrey, you have a fan. Jeffrey says, Life Source Church is great. I love their outreach into the community. So I wanted to pass that on to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Jeffrey's been a blessing to our food pantry as well. So he's helped us get industrial size freezer and refrigerator for our food pantry. So we appreciate Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a fan of his.
He did a great job of getting those throughout the food pantries throughout Southern Illinois.
Yes, he did.
So along with the Life Source Church and this outreach and raising money, what are some of the other things that you feel that you have an impact or a calling to do for your community?
So we are wanting to, and in the process of getting through some different things we're figuring out, but we are in the process of wanting to open a warming center, and not just a warming center, but a cooling center as well. But we're focusing on the warming center right now because it is a need in our city. We also we focus a lot on the children and the youth. We keep them busy so they're not out doing other things. So we do several things for them to keep them busy. We have an awesome recovery program on Friday nights at 7 that they fellowship together. They have meetings together. Like I said, we try to have something for everybody, or at least help have something for everybody. But I would say mainly our children, our youth, our recovery program, and those are big things that we do. What else do we do?
Well, that's just what we do right now, but we do have major plans for the future as far as like more recovery type things. But not just because our Friday nights is a form of celebrate recovery, but we're wanting to expand that a little further and help people a little more with counseling and stuff like that.
That's amazing. And obviously, if there wasn't a need in your community, there wouldn't be something there. But what kind of impact do you hope to have with the recovery program within the community?
Well, as far as the impact, I'm hoping unfortunately, we'll never get rid of it completely, but that's my goal, to help as many as we can to, I guess, more or less break generational curses so that it stops with this one and it doesn't carry on with the next family members.
And I think that's important. I think for the people considering donating, I think sometimes that's a missed opportunity that right. When we're talking about recovery programs, we really are battling a generational kind of demon, if you will, and we have to break that. And eventually it will be broken, but unless the resources are there, and we have wonderful people like you two and Life Source, it won't ever happen. So I appreciate and applaud you guys for really trying to have a bigger picture. And yes, sadly, we probably will never completely eliminate it, but we could hopefully combat it and get that number down super low and let people know that they have resources. So
right, one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
They have a good start.
And Michelle just let me know that you have a pretty good start. You've got $500 funded out of your $5,000. So
awesome.
So that
I'm reading that.
If I'm
that doesn't include the matching.
It doesn't include the matching. So that's she just pointed that out to me that's what's funded so far. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome.
It's a blessing.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else you would like for a potential donor to know about your organization?
Well, as far as like our food pantry is mainly what we're basing this towards, but we used to do that once or twice a month is what we used to do every other Wednesday. Well, me and Nikki and I took that over and we moved it up. So I wanted to make sure it was every week and not every other week. And we do have an emergency basis. So what I want people to know as far as giving is there's always a need, and we do run out quickly because I do it every week. I don't, I want to make sure, even on emergency basis. So if someone calls me and says, hey, I've got some kids, we're hungry. I live right next door. So I walk over and let them in and, help them out. So, always a need for more. We run out rather quickly. So I try my best to keep it stocked up and replenished. But
Well,
yeah.
we thank you both, and like I said, we thank you and Life Source. So please, everybody, if you are watching, and we got to get these girls to work because they're taking a break, so we can't give them too long of a break. They got to get back to work.
That's right.
So
We got people to feed.
you got people to feed, so we can't keep them too long. But if you are interested in helping with their food pantry, please call 618-956-9187. You can go online to www.sicf.org/GiveSI, or you can attend or go through the drive-through at Legence or Banterra Bank and say, hey, I love this now, my little slogan, hey, I want to donate to Life Source Food Pantry. Guys, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to work and
Thank
serve.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Just amazing, and I love it. I don't know, Michelle, if you saw that they were actually in between working, so they were actually working, and they were in their car, and they were, I thought that was pretty awesome that they actually were in the middle of actually working. That's kind of important.
Yeah.
It's all the money and all the donations are great, but you have to do something with it, right? You got to take action.
What a perfect time to do their interview.
You gotta take action. Okay, so, and I apologize because we had those out. I thought that was the Carbondale Warming Center, but it looks like I have Carmelita on here, and let's bring her in, and we will talk about the Carbondale Warming Center. I had a great time with her last year. All right, there she is. Let me adjust this real quick and get you kind of centered here. If you can slide back just a smidge, there you go. And the lighting's a little bit hard to see, but we will make it work.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, not at all. How are you today?
There we go. Pretty good. How's everybody else?
I think we're doing pretty good.
Doing well, I hope.
We're really excited to give you the opportunity to talk a little bit more about the Carbondale Warming Center and the impact that it's going to have coming up as we get into the winter season, but what the resources that you are hoping to raise money for today are going to go towards.
Well, as you know, we're always moving here. We're always very fluid. And over the past year since we were last together, we've officially become a shelter downstairs, a homeless shelter downstairs.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And what we felt was that there was still a missing part that we initially fulfilled, which was the overnight guest that needed that time and that space away, that maybe didn't want to be inside all day or have all of the same level of rules or whatever. And with our goal being humanity, dignity, and empathy, and we really want you to be in here and be warm and safe and have something to eat during cold weather and inclement weather that could really cause any person harm. We went ahead and opened a warming center upstairs now, which can take up to 40 people a night. So we've kind of doubled what we do in the midst of one board meeting, but it fulfills a purpose. And it allows us to stay with our original mission of providing a warm, safe place for people to be that need to be there.
I love the fact that you are trying to meet people like halfway, like you're trying to meet them at their location, even though this wasn't initially what you wanted to do. You opened up the top place and the top part of the house to meet the needs of that. Very few people are flexible or fluid with their mission statement, and I love that, and I applaud you for that, because I think that does go back to dignity and not a one size fits all kind of thing. What do you hope to do with the funds that you raise for Give SI?
The funds this year, what we'd like to do with those is, with doubling our capacity, so that doubles the amount of people that we feed at dinner time, at breakfast time, we're still using paper plates, cups, bowls, plastic silverware. And of course, it actually works out for us because in the time of COVID, we don't want people, sharing that or, doing dishes. We want to be able to say, okay, that's done, that's gone. And so that's one of the things that we really want to use that for, is the non-sustainable items that we go through on a regular basis. And that's why our number is what it is, because that's about what it cost us over a 4-month period. So we're hoping that that comes in to allow us not to have to worry about those things throughout the winter months when we have so many other things to worry about. And our goal is having those things here and having them ready and prepared for the people who need them. Since we've been here, and this is like really an exciting thing to us, we've served over 65,000 meals.
What?
That's more than enough meals to feed all of Busch Stadium, all of the staff, any teams that are there, anything like that. And that's been done here. And that's not been done because of anything that we do. Yes, we put it on a plate and we give it, but it's because of our community here. So even though this is a day that we're asking for funds, we still want to say thank you for what's been done so far, because that impact is huge. It's not just the amount of meals served, but if we weren't here serving those, that means 65,000 meals wouldn't have been given to people who need it.
I think it's staggering to think about 65,000 meals when you think of even a family of 2 or 4. It almost seems impossible for a place like yours to serve 65,000 meals, but it is a testament to what the need is and what's going on here locally and regionally.
And that it is. That it is. We saw, since the eviction moratorium ended, we have seen an extreme uptick in calls for people needing shelter. And a lot of it isn't always an eviction. It could be somebody was staying with somebody and the landlord said, look, they got to go or you're all gone. And so there's so many other aspects to that as far as losing your home during this time. And we've seen such an extreme uptick in services. Testament to our fluidity. We had a family call yesterday. It's a younger couple with a 9-month-old baby that were sleeping in their car. I had the room, but I didn't have enough cots. We went and bought 2 cots and set that up, because just that thought, you know, that we have that and we have people in these situations in our community. And our goal is, hey, let's be the place that they can come and just be and breathe and feel safe and be able to start their journey back or continue their journey back. And that's what we want to provide. And of course, all of that based in humanity, dignity, and empathy for the guests that we serve.
And I think those are great words to have and a reminder. Heron House of Hope uses the term dignity as well, and I think that's underutilized with a lot of the nonprofits. I think it's a good word to remind ourselves, even when we're donating, that we're donating to people, and we want to treat them with dignity. We want to make sure that the nonprofits that we're donating to are treating them with dignity. You guys do amazing work. I can't believe how much you've grown since last time. Are you gonna? I mean, you're gonna add some additions or keep building up on this house, or what?
Well, what we're working on right now is we're getting our areas set up for expanding our jobs program. And we're going to be opening that to the community also. So we have the interview closet. We have a program that they can work through. We have community members from Rotary and other organizations coming in, doing mock interviews with our guests and anybody who wants to be involved with that. And just kind of brushing up on some of those skills. We can write you a great resume, but if you can't present it well when you sit across the desk from somebody, it's just a piece of paper. So we try to assist them in kind of building back up. When you lose your home and you lose, that sense of stability, there's confidence that gets lost. There's can I do this? Am I able to do this again? And we recognize that, and we want to build that back up. so that they're projecting what they want their future to be when they walk out our doors.
Well, I have no doubt that you probably have a special staff and one with some of the biggest hearts and caring, and I can't imagine anybody leaving or going through a program, especially knowing you. I can't imagine anybody not being successful as they go through and feel loved and feel safe and being treated with dignity, because I know that's something that you always do.
Well, we have the best staff and volunteers in Southern Illinois, so.
Well, I know there's probably quite a few that would argue that, but it's okay if you all
I'm a little biased.
Yeah, just a little. Is
a
there
little biased.
Is there anything else you'd like to finish up for potential donors that are watching or see this later on that you want them to know when they donate to you?
When you donate to us, it goes to our people. It goes to our guests and those people that you see in the community that need help. A lot of them spend a lot of time here, and we want to help as many as we can. And any donation, especially through this program, has the opportunity to be multiplied. And that is amazing to us. And we look forward to seeing how multiplied that can be by the end of the day. And what more can we do together working with our community here in Carbondale?
It's amazing. And thank you again for all that you do. You have this calmness about you, and I always love it because you're so caring, compassionate, and I want nothing but the best for you and the Carbondale Warming Center. So good luck, and we'll do our best to try to get people to donate your way. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye. You know, that nonprofit, I remember talking last year. Carmelita, she is amazing, isn't she?
She is one of a kind, right? There's those people that you meet that you're just like, I don't know anybody else like this person. I'm
getting emotional, just like I'm getting teary-eyed because you know that she cares.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then a lot of them always put their heart and soul into it, but there's something about her that she always she gets me every time because I don't know, she's absolutely amazing. And so if you feel that the Carbondale Warming Center is one for you to donate to, it's a good match and it's something that you care about, there is no doubt in my mind that Carmelita will make it go to the most effective use and be the most amazing donation that you could give. And if you ever get a chance, talk to her. I know she's always open to that as well. And to Michelle's point earlier, you know, get to know the organizations, like really get to know who you're donating to. I don't think there's one that would be upset or remiss if you called them and wanted to ask some questions, and some of them might even offer tours of the facilities. I really think that, you know, make the connection with the donation. If you're going to donate, then reach out to, and I know many of you want it to be anonymous, and I respect that. But you know what? Sometimes these people need to know that people care. And I think they like and appreciate the fact that you are willing to come talk to them. And they love to highlight and they love to show the progress and the work they've done. So for those of you that don't want it to be anonymous, feel free to tell them, hey, we donated. I'd love to learn a little bit more about your organization. And I think that would be an amazing opportunity. So if you want to donate to the Carbondale Warming Center, you can go to, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You can go to Banterra or Legence Bank and say, hey, I want to donate to the Carbondale Warming Center, and they will have envelopes in there, and you can designate what you want and the amount and who it goes to. You can also go online to www.sicf.org/givesi, and you can go to the donate page, scroll down, or you can search for the nonprofit. You can search for the Carbondale Warming Center. Byram's done a great job. As soon as you start typing, they pop up, and it's much easier than having to scroll through. And then if you don't like that, the phone, just for a brief moment here, has been a little quiet. You can call, and we can get Byram and Michelle to fight over the phones. You can call 618-956-9187. I got excited there for a second.
I thought that was the phone.
Yeah, I thought that was the phone too. So if you are interested in either one of those, then please feel free to make a donation. Any size, any amount will be appreciative of that. So I'm going to try to I'm gonna update here real quick. I want to make sure that I'm trying to make sure that I don't repeat I have the wrong person. So today, it has been an amazing day. There has been a little bit, Michelle says she's noticed a little bit of when people are on, we're getting donations, whether it's through phone or online. So please, that's a good sign. I know that our friends here at WSIL have commercials going on today too. Many of you have been sharing the feed, or you've been promoting these nonprofits. It is a collaboration of everybody working together to make this happen. We've got Byram over here crunching numbers, and Michelle answering questions and helping the nonprofits as we go. And I'm just talking. That's all I do. I just talk. And you can tell with my voice, it's already starting to give a little bit, but we will make it work. Again, thank you to Black Diamond Harley Davidson, News 3, WSIL, Southern Illinois Healthcare, SIU Credit Union, Legence Bank, Freedom Brokers, Tru-Bilt, Banterra Bank, Egyptian Electrical Cooperative Association, Watermark. That would be a good one.
Listen, Egyptian gets you every time.
I know, right? Yeah. Every
no
time.
No matter how many times you've said it, these hours, it gets you.
Watermark Auto Group, Fager-McGee, Tison Wealth Management, and Harness Digital Marketing. So we're going to, next up is, man, I'm going to call him a kid. He's going to get mad at me. Is it
Sam?
Yeah, I love this kid. I've known Sam for a while. I've invited him to the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference, where you and I are going to submit a proposal to speak at for 2022. And Sam is just, he gives me hope, Michelle. He gives me hope that we have these young people that really want to give back, and he is committed. And I'm going to have him talk a little bit about Nobility. And he's just fun. This will be a fun one for me.
He's got a book, and I see him leave that book all over the place. And like, people are just finding random books, but it's so great because I think it was like at airports or something last time.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring him in here. Hold on. We're gonna add Sam here. I gotta adjust you real quick, Sam. Hold on just a second.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
All right, there he is.
What's up?
Hey, you're looking good.
How's it going, big dog? Hey, you too, man. You too. I like the mustache. It's looking good. You're always dressed in those fantastic suits.
Well, I figured today the money suit should be subliminally getting people to donate. I hope it's working.
That's a pretty good tactic. I think it'll work.
They see money, they'll give. We've known each other for some time. You have had great success with Nobility. You keep growing. You survived a pandemic. You still created opportunities, and and I won't bring it up. I'll only bring it up this one time. And I follow you on TikTok, and you make me laugh.
Oh, good God, TikTok.
So I'm a firm believer that there's some of us that fundraise, and I think part of fundraising is the fun part. I think you should absolutely have fun. And sometimes it's hard when you have very serious nonprofits, and yours is definitely serious. But I like the fact that you take ownership, you have fun, and you make it. You show kids that it's okay to be them, no matter what they look like. And I love that about you, Sam. So tell everybody a little bit about Nobility, man.
Absolutely. The Nobility Athletics Foundation was a foundation that my mom and I started when I was 17 years old, right here in Southern Illinois, to teach children born with limb differences and amputees to play mainstream organized sports. We've recruited coaches from all over the country that come here every year to Southern Illinois to hold our largest camp that brings in 400 volunteers from around the Southern Illinois region. We fill all the hotels in and around Southern Illinois. And we have all of the restaurants just packed with kids missing hands, feet, and everything. And what's so important about Nobility, Tom, is to put it in an analogy is whenever you show up as a kid for that very first Little League baseball practice, your coach has both hands and both feet. Most of your teammates have both hands, both feet. So everybody's on the same playing field, right? But then you put that kid in there who's missing a hand or missing a foot or missing both hands, both feet. Immediately the scales tilted against them, right? And so that's what Nobility is for. We bring these coaches in who have succeeded at the highest level of mainstream organized sports despite being born different, and we level that playing field. And not only that, the scales tend to shift in our favor. So that's what it's about, man. Getting these kids to own that difference. Because if you can own that difference now, if you can own that difference as a kid in athletics, there's nothing in life that is going to stop you. And that's what's so amazing about the program that we run, is that Southern Illinois gets to experience it firsthand every year. People travel from 49 states and 11 countries to DuQuoin, Illinois, a town of 6,500 people. I still can't get over that, Tom. 6,500 people in our town, which I still think we count cats and dogs. Just saying. I still think we count them in our population. But that's how powerful our camps are for these kids. That's how meaningful they are, that families are willing to drive an hour and a half from St. Louis Airport to a 3-stoplight town in Southern Illinois to get their kids in front of a mentor who looks like them.
Yeah, when you were first telling me about this way back, and I've seen it grown and get bigger and bigger. I know you are an extremely humble person, but I want people to know exactly some of the people that you have worked with and some of the people that you have brought in front of these kids. Just mention some people. I'm not asking you to name drop, but I think people need to understand what you're doing, and that out of DuQuoin, Illinois, what you're doing. Who are some of the people that you've been able to work with?
Man, we've worked with professional athletes. We partnered with the Minnesota Twins for 8 years now. We're going into our 8th year in Fort Myers, Florida, working with the Minnesota Twins. We've worked with the St. Louis Cardinals. We've worked with professional athletes. Gabe Neighbors, starting fullback for the Chargers. His younger brother, Zach, is a coach of ours, and Gabe talks about how our camps changed his brother's life when he was a camper, and now he's a coach giving back to that next level. Man, there's so many names out there, so many professional athletes. But as you know, for me, that's not what it's about. For me, it's about how many lives can we serve, and I truly believe in the analogy of going to the grave empty. So whenever I die, I want the only thing put in that ground be an empty vessel, that I gave my entire spirit to this life so that there was nothing left over.
I think you're on to that right away. I see you burning both candles at both ends many times, and it's funny. One of the stories I love to tell, anytime I see somebody when your name is mentioned, I said, yeah, one time I was driving back from Indianapolis and I got a text, hey, nice car or something or whatever. I just saw you, just passed you, and I was like, you just never know where, because you're all over the place too, man. You're all over the place.
All over, man. We'll be in. We start off our 2022 camp here in El Dorado, Arkansas, to make that the 14th state that Nobility has held a camper clinic in, and it will be with a wild hog hunt in Arkansas through Nobility Outdoors. So we're expanding into the outdoors regions. We're continuing to find whatever way we can to serve more kids, because that's what it's about for us. You know, the money that goes to this organization always goes into those kids.
So let's talk about the donations that you hope to receive today from anybody watching or is going to donate today. Is there anything specific that it's going to, or can you tell a donor where the money's going to go to?
Absolutely. All of the money goes back into our programs. All the money goes back into providing these kids. What our goal is, because we have been around, Tom, now for 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 years, which is crazy because I think about that. And when we officially became a nonprofit, it was in 2011. And we're in 2021. That's 10 years of being an official nonprofit. So we think we should be able to do 2 kids for every year that Nobility has been alive. $500 to provide the opportunity for a kid and his family to come to our camps. And we don't charge that because, Tom, you like I told you, it's not about the money for us. It's about the kids and it's about the lives served. And our scholarship policy at Nobility will remain the same as long as I'm drawing breath. And that is, apply and you shall receive. And that is it. That's all you have to do in order to get a scholarship at Nobility. So no kid, despite their family's financial situation, will ever not be able to experience our camps, because the good Lord who I serve says you go out on a limb and you serve everybody, you love everybody for who they are unconditionally and fully, and you give everything you have to making a difference in others.
And you actually inspire me. And I don't know if you could hear when you were in the green room, but I said, you give me hope, man. You are a young servant leader as I've never met. And you do practice what you preach. I'm not saying you walk on water and you're perfect, but I will say I will say that you are one of the most compassionate, giving and driven people. You have one focus, and you will not accept failure by any means. And I respect that, and I respect you. So I hope that people will continue to support your organization and consider that. And on a separate and very selfish note, I will say thank you for bringing all those people to Southern Illinois and helping our economy. That I know that's not the goal. It's a byproduct of it, but getting people to experience our area, your home, DeCoin, and out of the area is just amazing. And you're right, it's a big impact, and it's just amazing how much this little idea grew into something way bigger.
Hey, that's the thing. Tell God your plans and watch Him laugh. Because when Mom and I came up with this foundation, it was one camp, Tom. That's all I was planning on, was one camp. Little did I know God had much, much more in store. And as long as I continue to follow Him and chase Him, I know that everything is going to fall into place. So I really appreciate the compliments, man. But it's just about fulfilling that promise I made to God when He gave me the second chance to live. I said, if you give me the second chance, I promise to serve you and serve others. And my dad always told me, you keep your word to anybody you give it to.
It's good advice, and I think many of our parents, and especially our fathers, have given that to us. So I could keep you on all day because I love hanging with you and spending time with you. But I've got my next person I got to bring in, and I wish you the best, Sam. And don't be a stranger, and hopefully I will run into each other again soon.
Oh, I'm sure we will, brother. It was great talking to you. Thank you so much, Tom.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
That's it.
Every time I get the opportunity to see or talk to Sam, just an amazing opportunity to see how someone at a early age can be committed and focused. And he has impacted so many lives, 49 states. Last time I talked to him, they were doing a skiing trip, I think out in Colorado for Nobility, and the sky's the limit. So a couple of things I want to point out here is, if your child, no matter where you're at, if locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, for that matter, what it sounds like, has no legs, no hands, nub ability, nubbed kind of everything. I don't know the term. Sam gave this to me a long time ago, but no matter what it is, if they're different and you need to get your kid, your child, your children around some very positive and very faithful people that are willing to impact your son or daughter in a very positive way, Nobility is one to reach out to. If not, then what you can do is support this amazing nonprofit by donating to them today by calling 618-956-9187, or you can go to sicf.com what? .org / I am a little tired / give SI. And then you can also go to Banterra, or you can go through Legence Bank, their drive-throughs, and make a donation by saying, hey, hey, that's not going to get old. Hey, I would like to donate to Nobility, and you will help another amazing. It's so hard because these nonprofits work so hard and diligently to bring these services to Southern Illinois, and you would love to give to all of them. I know as I keep talking, I keep thinking, this is the one, and I don't have to choose. I don't. I can donate to all of them by donating to the Southern Illinois Community Foundation pool of fund. And I guess I keep saying that, but what name? It's not a pool, but what should we call it?
We call it, Byron, what's the name? It's just give to all nonprofits.
Give to all.
I think that's how it's listed on. Let me look.
On the donation page.
Mm-hmm.
It's the top.
Help all of Southern Illinois.
Help all of Southern Illinois. You can click that donate button, and that will basically it'll end up impacting every one of these nonprofits today, every last one of them, and that is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we can impact all of them. Another way for them to receive more money or to have a matching fund is to donate directly to them and helping them out directly. So when you get the opportunity, please take it and donate to Nobility if you can. All right. Next up, I think I see this guy. We got two people here. I think I'm hoping I can squeeze them in the single screen here. But let's bring up Arrow Leaf. I learned a lot from them last year, so I'm excited.
Did we miss one?
One had not come in yet, but I gotta fix this real quick. Hold on, just a second. I gotta adjust this, and you guys might have to sit a little close. I apologize. We'll make sure this works. If not, I could try to adjust it. Yeah, I can move mine on my end a little bit. All right. We're using a little bit new software.
We're trying to get creative here.
Well, you can get creative all you want. So first off, I guess I can't say good morning anymore. I've lost track of time. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
We have just a little bit of a delay, but it'll catch up here real quick. So last year was the first time that I got to talk to you guys about Arrow Leaf, and it was I think you were kind of not officially, or you went through a name change. That's what it was. You went through your name change, and I wanted to hear a little bit about how things are from last year to this year, and then what you hope these funds that are going to be raised today go towards.
You want to start with that?
So I think this year, compared to last year, this year we definitely have gained more recognition as, we were formerly Family Counseling Center. I think we're definitely a lot easier to distinguish now as Arrow Leaf, providing the services that we offer. Our old name, Family Counseling Center, kind of pigeonholed us into one service, but we really offer a wide variety of services to individuals throughout their lifetime with our agency. So we have over 25 different programs that serve individuals from youth all the way up to, we have some residents living in our supportive living facility that are 100 years old. So we really span quite a wide variety with just the different services that we offer. And I think our name now is getting out there. We've rebranded last September, so it's been a little over a year now. People are recognizing our name and know to come to us for all of these different services that we offer.
That's amazing, and I'm hoping that the relationship with Southern Raleigh Community Foundation has helped, and I know it's helped many other nonprofits. Today, what do you hope that some of these funds go towards?
Well, our situation is a little unique compared to a lot of the organizations you're talking to today, where we don't have a very specific mission that's focused on a single program. So sometimes it's hard to explain it in that way, but where we really try to focus on the fact that we provide a whole array of human services that, like Mallory was saying, across the entire lifespan, that starting off very young to seniors. We just had a few months ago, we had two seniors at Autumn Ridge turn 100 right around the same time. So that was quite, yeah, within a week. So that was quite a celebration for them, and something we really tried to share with the community their story and their background. And so that's what we do. Those extreme ends, and then everything in between.
So I think what a potential donor wants to, I guess what you're trying to tell them is that it goes into a pool, much like what we're kind of doing today, and that the money is going to be used for a multitude of different resources that go towards from youth all the way up to 100 in that case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk a little bit about some of those programs. What are some programs that you think maybe our region, our area are not aware of that are here or available to them?
So with our programs, we have 3 focus areas that consist of behavioral health, developmental services, and community collaboration, which our community collaboration focus area is one of our newer focus areas. We've always had these programs, but really decided to break it up into the programs that provide resources and opportunities in the communities that we serve. So we serve the southern 7 counties in Illinois. Of course, if there's a need beyond that, we try to fulfill that need too, or link them with services that within another area that may be able to fulfill those needs. So all of our focus areas, you know, they are they all intertwine together, but they are a little different too. So our behavioral health focuses on individuals that have a diagnosis of a mental illness or may need support, whether it's the individual themselves or their family members needing support dealing with those issues that come up within that area. And then our developmental services focus area works with individuals that have been diagnosed with an intellectual or developmental disability. A lot of those programs, we provide housing for those individuals or programs out to integrate them back into the community, help them with just life skills. And then, like I mentioned before, our community collaboration are really those programs that we're helping individuals in the community. Those are a lot of our grant-based programs. So some of these donations may help a lot with those programs too. Just, you know, our grants um, provide money to be able to serve those individuals, but there are some limitations on that. If we can't fulfill those needs, you know, through those grant funds, then we do kind of help each other out as much as we can in our different programs too. So really these donations can help with any of our focus areas.
Can you give some specifics as far as what services someone might ask for? And it doesn't need, it could be young, it could be older. Just, I think potential donors would like to know like some specifics of like this type of program specifically my funds could go to.
Yeah, we have a variety there, and they fall into those categories that Mallory mentioned. The big thing we want people to take from that is that rather than focusing on any specific program, that being a human service provider and being one as large as we are, and the scope of the services we provide, that for anybody in their walk of life with any sort of challenge that they're facing, whether it is a mental health issue, whether it is a substance use issue, whether it is a developmental or intellectual disability, uh, situations like homelessness, and you're needing help transitioning in that way, that wherever you are in life, if you're dealing with one of these issues, that we have programs that are available to help you with that. And so I've heard people sharing throughout the day in your interviews about how they've dealt with these different issues themselves, and where, you know, a lot of us start out and we think, well, that's just something that other people have to deal with. Well, in reality, we all face storms in life, and that's where we are here as a human service provider to help people deal with those storms. That's one of the analogies we use very frequently to explain what we do, is that if you think of if you think of a building structure and what can happen to it, that when the storms come, that sometimes it damages the roof, it knocks out a window, sometimes you just got to rake away some leaves and pick up sticks. But it just, depending on the situation, sometimes you need just a little bit of maintenance done on that building. Sometimes you need sometimes you need major reconstruction. Sometimes there's trouble with the foundation that maybe you never struggled with. And until that storm comes, well, then it exposes, well, here's this whole other thing that we've got to deal with. And so we're all about establishing well-being for a person, as that structure kind of describes.
I like the analogy with the building, because I feel like sometimes maybe the assessment might be that the foundation is cracked when it might just be a window or a roof. It's like one of those things when you go in, when you buy a house, when I've noticed when I've watched some of these HGTV shows, you think you know what you're getting, and then you don't necessarily do that. Well, when you're going through one of those traumatic situations, you don't know necessarily. I can speak from experience. You don't always know what you're going through. You might think it's the foundation. You might think it might be something else. But until you get professional help, until you bring in professionals, in this case, not building people, but you guys bringing in Aeroleaf, the person truly doesn't know where they're at, and they might be thinking worse of the situation or worse of themselves, and they need that support to help them understand that it isn't. And if it is truly debilitating, you guys also have those resources to let them know that, hey, it's not necessarily the window or the roof. It is the foundation, but guess what? We're here for you, and we have the services that you need. If that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, and this is part of the reason what you say there, why we try not to emphasize specific programs, because we we don't want people at a place in their life where they have something that they need to address to be trying to figure out, okay, well, I need this and this and this, and come to us with that. That if they come to us and just reach out and let us know what's going on, we can help them find the programs to plug them into that are going to help them. And like Mallory said earlier, even if it's something we don't provide, we can find somebody who does.
That's the beauty of Southern Illinois and all you nonprofits. You guys all work so well together. It's maybe we should let you guys run the government. How's that?
Don't tempt me.
Is there anything else that you would love for potential donors to know about and why they should donate to Arrowleaf?
Well, there's something I would like to share, because I've been hearing throughout the day where you've asked people about kind of individual experiences
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is something that kind of describes what we do that I think will be helpful for people to understand. So going back way back to my childhood, when I was around 5, my parents had recently gotten divorced. My mom was going back into the workforce for the first time in years, and she ended up in a job at what we called a nursing home, which at the time was a very different experience than what we think of now. And so this was sort of my first exposure to the human service world, what we would call now human service. So what was very different at that time was how what they called a nursing home, you had you had seniors there that just needed a little extra help. You'd have people dealing with dementia. You had people with serious mental illnesses. You had people with physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and so on, and all kind of in this one structure there. And so when I was first exposed to some of that, I mean, I was very young, and it was pretty frightening to me. I mean, that was very different. And then over time, got a little more comfortable being around these different populations. So there was a day that they were having a special showing of Snow White at a theater, and they were gathering up all the residents at this nursing home and taking them to that, and kind of having this special showing where it was just for them. They got to see this movie that a lot of them had remembered from their childhood, but we didn't all have the personal Disney libraries at our houses like we do now. We didn't have that back then, and so my mom let me play hooky that day to go and see it with all these residents. And what they had a good time and everything, but what I learned later, really in the last 5 or 10 years, is how in a lot of ways that sort of thing is sort of counterproductive. That you're taking people out of their regular environment, and you're taking them somewhere, and you're doing something fun and special, but at the same time they're still cloistered off from everyone else, because this was a special showing during the day, nobody else is there. And so where I had this experience at that young age of getting to be around populations of people with some unique challenges, and got to be a little more comfortable with that the rest of the community is missing out on this. And so you have sometimes these kinds of events that take place during the day, and people just aren't exposed to people that are different than them. And so fast forward to working here at Arrowleaf, where I'm in an administrative role, that I'm not typically dealing with clients. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a DSP. I'm not a CNA. None of those things. But because of the work I do, I occasionally get to spend some time with some people in these different populations. And like some of the things that we'll do, that I like to go and get involved with some of these sometimes just voluntarily. Uh, take them to local pro wrestling shows. A lot of them love that. I know we have some mutual friends that live in that world. But getting to take them out in the community when everybody's out there doing things, and it isn't just, well, this is for these people. That, well, no, this is for people, and we're all there, and we're all getting to spend this time together. And so in the last year or so, this has been challenging because of a lot of restrictions on travel, even restrictions on some of these populations, that some of them are part of community groups, some of them live in our residential facilities. It's just a variety, and where even getting to have visitors has been challenging. But where, since we're employees, there's a different set of rules for us, and we get to go and visit and do things. So we've tried to get creative and have barbecue and movie nights, and where I pretend like I know how to grill, and we watch a fun movie together. But just getting to spend time and having employees there, and all of us just kind of creating sort of a block party environment, and just getting to spend time together, even with all the unique COVID restrictions and challenges. And what's really moved me in this over the last couple of years, and getting to experience that, is how so often we talk about how we want to all get together and people meet and realize all of the things that we have in common, where we have the same feelings and thoughts and fears and hopes and all of this, which that's absolutely true, and you do experience that. But then some of what you also experience is the connections of what we normally consider our differences, and where so many of us are dealing with the same kind of struggles, that even if we don't necessarily live in a residential setting, that where we're facing a lot of the same mental health challenges, and have some of the same struggles. But until we're all spending that time together, we don't really realize that, how much we have in common, and how much we have in common regarding our differences, and just the way that our shared humanity gets to be seen and experienced in that way. And so where we're really trying to create this world here, where it's not the special showing of Snow White that you take all these people to. It's getting all of us to be a part of this same world that we're living in, and everybody getting to share that in common, and all share our humanity together.
It's inclusion and not exclusion.
Right.
You speak to my heart, because a lot of times our best intentions are not necessarily get the best results. And I think that's why we have professionals like you guys at Arrowleaf to make sure that we're helping and not hurting. A lot of times people don't want to necessarily do the wrong thing, but with the limited capacity that we have and the limited experiences that we have, we can only do so much. But when we have experts like you guys, and people that are in the trenches and know what to do and what the best thing to do is, we're very blessed, and we're very lucky to have people like you. So thank you all. And stay there for just a second, because I want to keep you on the screen while I give the little plug here. So if you are moved, touched, and Arrowleaf is an organization that has connected with you, then please, by all means, dial 618-956-9187. Go online to www.sicf.org/GiveSI, or you can go through any of the local Legence or Banterra Bank drive-thrus. Those will be going until 4 o'clock today. When you go through, you can say, "Hey, I want to donate to Arrowleaf," and you can clean out your bank account and give to them, and I'm sure they would take it appreciatively. Real quick, I did have a comment. Lisa Dutton says, "Arrowleaf is an amazing organization. Great interview."
Thank you. We love Lisa. She helps us with payroll, so she has an important place in all of our hearts.
Oh yeah.
She is very important. You maybe need to get her a money suit. That would
be perfect.
Yeah, you need to get Lisa a money suit. So anyway,
we can make that happen.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Good luck today. I hope that you are very successful. Keep pushing, keep trying to go online, calling, donating, emailing, whatever it is that you're doing, get it out there. And I hope that the Southern Illinois Community Foundation is able to help you today during Give SI.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. It's always amazing when you can do one of these things and you can actually take the time to learn. And as Raleigh was telling me about, getting to go and take the people from the nursing home to Snow White, I'm thinking, this is great, this is awesome. And then you find out, yeah, that's probably not the best. And again, I can't stress this enough. A lot of times we're just limited in what we can do. But I would still say reaching out and doing something is better than nothing. But if you want to help, you can always reach out to the experts and say, hey, I'd like to do something. What would be the best thing to do? And I think that's one of the things that we have in Southern Illinois. We have lots and lots of resources available for us to participate in. I am going to see if we don't have our next person is, we had one that didn't show up, St. Francis. Michelle, would you like to give me just a little break? I'm going to move you over.
Well, we might want to take, it's 2:00 now. I am not 100% sure that our 2:15 person will be on, but I will email her just to check.
Yeah.
So now might be a good time to restart it so that the people we've already interviewed can have the video ready for download.
So what we're going to do is we've been trying to break this up today in segments, and what I'll do is we're going to take a break, and then we'll wait for the next person to show up, and then what we'll do is that. Much easier and smoother than last year when we did nonstop. So again, as we wrap up this segment for the afternoon, I want to give a big shout out and say thank you to Black Diamond Harley Davidson, Southern Illinois Healthcare, SIU Credit Union, Legence Bank, Freedom Brokers, Tru-Bilt, Banterra Bank, Egyptian Electrical Cooperative Association, Watermark Auto Group, Fager-McGee, Tison Wealth Management, and Harness Digital Marketing. So we're going to take a brief break, and we will be back up to extend our next afternoon Facebook Live.